know what? I missed you all. I missed your faces. Even though I don't see your faces, I assume you missed my face. But here we go. 3, 2, 1. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to SIGLERinPLACE. I would like to adjust this monitor.
but we don't touch the monitors.
I don't dare, because the rewiring of the monitors project will commence this weekend. But right now, if we touch the monitors, sometimes everything just shuts up. Bruce Press in the house.
Bruce Press. We got to see Bruce Press last week. It was delightful.
Yes, we were hanging out with Bruce.
And his lovely wife, Julie. It was super fun. We have no pictures of Bruce and Julie, but we do have a handful of photos from our week away, sort of, to show you during this cast.
Sort of. You know what? I'm going to have to risk it, baby.
You are going to have to risk it. Dum, dum, dum. You did it! Dun, dun,
yes.
dun, 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 dun,
yes. Fabulous. Fabulous.
Hey, Casey, how are you?
We've already done our mutual adorations. I brought up the chat because we got a bunch of people in from YouTube this time, which is new. It's growing on YouTube. Primarily, our biggest audience base is Facebook, which is a shame because I'd love to be off of Facebook altogether.
You mean Meta.
Meta. And so meta.
I'm totally still calling it Facebook, you guys, just so we're clear.
You know what? If people, two employees at Meta get it on, are they metasexuals?
They will, but of course you know it's named Meta so that it's the metaverse.
Yeah.
Screw that guy.
Thank you.
Screw that guy.
All
really,
right.
my metaverse is this one. This one. Thank you very much.
Well, there's two verses. There's the flesh verse, I believe Neil Stephenson call it, flesh time, fleshiness, to be in the flesh. I'm making shit up now.
Well,
I just got $5. Linda Marler, hello, how are you? Meredith
Linda,
Sloan,
nice
hello,
to see you.
everyone.
Dana
Steven,
Lynn, it's been a
Travis,
while.
Jeez, oh, Pete's. Murderers row out there today. Awesome, great people.
It's meat versus meta, right? Meat versus
space. Meat space, that's what it is.
Yeah.
When I was a younger man,
that
had a
jazz.
whole different connotation. Meat space was a different thing. Big Nasty in the house. All right, everybody, here we go. Let's go over what we got coming up for you in this episode. We've got a lot of gangster shipping updates for your books and your posters.
Everything.
We've got some Siglerbrations getting back into the swing of celebrating life. We've got some junkie picks. We've got some Pupdates. We've got some book information that you may not have known until this very day. And I think some of you will be absolutely delighted. So we've got all of that going on. And Sweet Pea, anything else I'm missing here?
No, we are catching up a little bit. As you know, we had a handful of catch up to do from when we were shipping the Gangster, and now we have a tiny bit of catch up to do because we were gone last week. So I still have a ton. Like I have high school photos, and but I'll get back into Siglerbrations if while we were away back in September or last week we missed a specific Siglerbration for you. Even if you don't have a photo, send it on to
George Irwin's hanging out in North Carolina. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Lovely, lovely,
In case
lovely.
you missed what I said, if you have a Siglerbration that I missed in the time that we were away and you don't even have a photo but you want me to recognize it, send it to info@emptyset.
You ain't got no photo, Lisa. He ain't got no photo.
I just think so many. Can you make I see you're working on it. If I missed something while we were working and not here, I still want to recognize it because, you
better recognize.
Still not a lot going on in 2021, so we got to celebrate all the wins.
All right. I also was noticing, looking through this sweet angel of mine, this week we are celebrating National Sandwich Day. What's going on?
I put nothing else on the plate because every time I do, it gets crunchy and loud.
You can all have your Millennium Falcon. I'll have my plate of sandwiches.
And we are already always be eating on camera.
I got some French bread. I got some cheese.
So while he's talking about National Sandwich Day, I will say a couple more things. So we do have a handful of junkie picks. We have a handful of Pupdates. We have a reminder that this coming Saturday, November 6th, from 4 p.m. Pacific time to 11 p.m. Pacific time, our good friend Steve Rickyberg, ignore what Scott said at the beginning of the show, we love him, even though that whole thing in New Orleans, he starts at 4 p.m. He stays on the entire time until 11 p.m. People pop in and out. We pop in. Well, Scott's almost always working on music, but I pop in and out, that kind of thing. If you would like to join, I think it's pretty fun, especially if you have like a half an hour while you're waiting for your girl to get dressed to go out. I don't know, something. Join us. You'll like it, I think.
Sorry, go back to me. I got the sandwich confused me.
Yeah.
May the body of the sandwich conform you. All right, so there was sandwich. That was Junkie Picks, Celebrations, Junkie Meetup. We did that.
Newsletter.
Oh, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, I've reconfigured things.
Dum, dum, dum.
If you're not signed up for the newsletter at scottssigler.com/newsletter, you are a sinner and you will burn in hell. So you should absolutely be signed up for that because We send that out maybe once a month. There's very important information in it. And you know what? Facebook Meta can't touch it. Can't touch this. So we've got that set aside after Meta implodes. And of course, if you're not signed up for my text stream, that's another great way to find out what the F is going on. 619-304-2928. Send a text. It'll send you a text back. Then you send a text. Then it sends a text back. And I got nothing to do with those texts. I set them up a while ago. It's automatic. So if you say, hey, Scott, how's it going? That's not me. So just so you know, if you sign up for there, you probably will get a birthday greeting on your birthday from this mug right here. Maybe sometimes this mug. But sign up for that. And there we go. Boom, boom, boom.
I have a question.
Yep.
If it's you and it's your community text, should it be what the S is going on?
Oh, I thought you were going to say, is it still you? And I was going to say, baby, that's the meta me.
Well, okay. So now you told a joke that didn't exist. Do you want to explain it?
The meta me joke? I think you got it because you laughed. Obviously, if I tell a joke and someone laughs, they got it. If I tell a joke and someone does not laugh, then I have to explain to them because they weren't smart enough to get my joke.
Wait 1 minute. Two
Yes,
things.
Tom.
Two
Yes.
notes here. Two little notes. One, if all I have to do is go, ha, and we're done, I will start to do that. Number two, I'll start to do that because he just called me fucking stupid for not laughing at his joke.
Not just you, anyone who doesn't laugh at my jokes.
That doesn't make it any better.
Everyone
Literally makes it no better.
All of you who don't laugh at my jokes in real time in meat space, that means you're dumb. And I have to explain the joke to you because I'm smart. That's how it works.
All of you guys can just turn off the stream if you want. I got to live with this guy. I got to live with this. You don't have any
Ladies and
idea how
gentlemen,
many jokes I get explained to me that aren't funny. So
That ain't
many
easy.
jokes.
Plus, although I'm not a father, I clearly have moved into the dad joke phase of life.
Well, you're Reese's dad.
So that's true. So all of my jokes, the vast majority of my jokes no longer are about, cursing and prostitution and drugs and other things. Now they're all like plays on words. They're really bad dad jokes. But when you think about them or they're explained to you, they're very funny. All right, let's get into books, boo. Wait, monster?
Nope, you have
Books, yep,
newsletter and text. Oh, you did those.
Did
Sorry.
that. Let's get into the books, baby. Boom, 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 boom. Ladies and gentlemen, we're rocking and rolling the Stonewalls. We're already to episode number 6. We're already a month and a half into this story that is already shaping up to be one of the favorite books I have done by many of you.
Oh my goodness.
It is a contender in the GFL series of novels, not just novellas. Even though it's called a novella, people are digging the crap out of this book. I'm very proud of it. I'm very proud of the work I did with J.C. Hutchins. It's a super good time. Hey, that's not a sheep penis on that picture right there.
What is it?
Actually, that is a pig.
It looks like a
kidney.
sweet potato.
That is a pig kidney. Sometimes at ScottSigler.com, you get a lot of interesting news, particularly about pig kidneys. It's it will change your life. It will change your life. So we have that going on. No, wait, there's more book information. I have to say thank you to everybody. Thank you to everybody.
2911.
Look at this. We are at 2,999. 2,990, shut up, Baker, 2,991 reviews of Mount Fitzroy. So even though it's book 2 in a series, we're rapidly closing in on 3,000, which is a bit of a magic number over at Audible. If you get over 1,000 reviews, that matters. You get over 3,000 reviews, that matters. Then the next level over that is 10,000. But I'm very pleased, so delighted with you guys who've taken the time to go review it. If you've heard it on Audible and you haven't reviewed it, go review it. Give it a big fat 5 stars. Maybe swing a pig kidney at it. I don't know. But then Earth Core is still rocking and rolling at 11,391. That's a much more slow growth, but the fact that got over 10,000 has literally changed our lives. It's a big deal, and we have all of you guys to thank for that. But oh wait, the other day I said, hey, do you think these cats can get the rookie over 1,000? We were stuck at like 940. What? 1,046 reviews
thanks.
for the rookie, and 1,046. You're awesome. You get a car. You get a car.
None of you get a car.
No cars?
No cars.
Ah, damn it. All right, so then we go to, and now the news of the day. Surprise news just came out today. I was sworn to secrecy.
Oh my goodness, you totally were.
Penalty of perjury, my left nut. If I had spoken about this.
Not at all true.
If I had spoken about this before, 20th Century Fox would have cut off my left nut. And that's my favorite nut. The left nut is my favorite nut. I can get by in the right nut, but the left nut, that's
none of that.
That's the number one nut, like 1 and like 1.1.
None of that.
Which makes 2.1 nuts, which is math for you, Dr. Daniel Baker, PhD. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen.
Nut math.
New information. You are the first. Shit. You're the first to hear it. Brand new story, Predator tie-in, is out May 24th, 2022. It's called Predator Eyes of a Demon. And although the cover is completely black, I think it's important to notice that they put not final cover on this all black. How much more black could it be? None more black. Mm-hmm. This cover could be none more black. It also goes to 11.
Well, they did put none more black, or not, but not final cover.
They should have another sticker that says none more black.
I noticed they also listed a couple authors there.
Yeah, Jonathan Mayberry has a story in this, and our buddy Brian Thomas Schmidt is the editor for it. And I believe this is another Titan publishing joint. We've done a lot of work with Titan later. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Well, you know, that's actually this is a thing we have decided. Like, we're very busy. We're trying to write a lot of novels for you guys, and frankly, if people are like, would you be in our anthology? I'm like, here's the deal. Number one, my name's on the cover, or I'm not in it. I'm not doing it. So we have decided that's a thing. Partially because of my giant swollen ego and my big bald noggin. Also because if anybody's like, well, we're not sure we can do that, that's one less project I have to write. So it works out. It's a double whammy. But you guys should be excited about this. I can't tell you much about the story.
I think you've told them everything you can tell them.
I told them about my right nut and my left nut. I've told you everything I can tell you, but I will tell you, I'm pretty sure, not 100% sure, that my take on this Predator story is something that no one has done with the Predator yet. I can't promise that's true, but I think it's pretty...
But I will say you did that in Bug Hunt, too.
Bug Hunt for sure.
In Bug Hunt, if you guys aren't familiar with that, Bug Hunt is an anthology about the Aliens movie, the movie Aliens, tied into that. And spoiler alert, if you haven't read it and would like to not be spoiled going in, I will give you this moment to mute me for about 10 seconds. Now I'm done. In that time, I will tell you guys that his story is told from the xenomorph's point of view. So get that story because it's unique.
And we're out. I'm still chewing. Sorry, everybody.
Mm-hmm. I will say there's lots. I really appreciate your ability to seed the chat with naughty words. Mm-hmm. Now everybody's talking about nuts. Everybody's talking about nuts, including me, as it happens. Okay, let's move on. We have
we do junk made-up texts and books.
This coming Friday, Monster of the Week is back. Monster of the Week is a half an hour long show. It starts at 4 p.m. It's on all the places that you're watching this here and now. Scott invites a guest on from the pop culture universe. This week it's Gail Carriger. She's a fellow author of Scott's. She's fantastic. If you haven't read her stuff, it is quite different from Scott's stuff. It's not military. It's not really horror, but it's wonderful.
I'll give you 4 things. If you like tea, vampires / shapeshifters, fancy English dresses, and
or 1940s clothes. That's what that is.
Is
right?
that 1940s clothes? 1940s fancy English dresses, and finishing schools to teach young ladies how to be a refined young lady and also slaughter monsters. Then it might be for you. That might be your. We're gonna talk about Underworld and the monster she picked. I cannot complain about this. The monster she picked is Celine from Underworld. Nothing quite like watching a monster movie with an incredibly attractive human being walking around in skin-tight vinyl all the time. So always in the vinyl.
Celine the Monster is a vampire portrayed by Kate Beckinsale and her black vinyl catsuit. And that does not diminish a single thing from the actor Kate Beckinsale, because not only did she do that role really well, my goodness, she fit into that suit very well.
I've watched it twice. I could not tell you the plot at all. I have no idea. No idea what the plot is, because that's an attractive human being. All right, baby. Now we got to get into the nitty-gritty.
We got to get the hard stuff
and I get to have a sandwich while A does her thing.
So as you guys know, we've mentioned, there have been some delays and trouble with the Gangster and fulfillment for the Gangster and the posters. I have lots of updates and not a lot of updates all at the same time. So here we go. First things first. I'm starting to get emails, rightfully so, about poster fulfillment. If you happen to be listening to this or see this when you're in Sigler Junkies on Facebook, if people are asking, hey, what are these posters? How do I get these posters? I didn't get my poster. Fulfillment is still happening, and fulfillment is one awesome human being. I mentioned this the last time we were on. Tori Duke Pond is fulfilling the Gangster posters, and she's being very careful because we have learned that the poster tubes and the posters themselves can be a little bit fragile, so she's being careful how she packs them. Sometimes you're going to get, I had 2 people email me today and say they had a damaged poster. tube, and the poster itself was also damaged. So Tori is being very careful to do the work so that her inserting the poster and the goodies that are in the poster tube doesn't damage it, so that if it goes through, it transits through the postal service fine, you're fine with it. So it's taking a little bit longer. I will remind all of you guys, it took us, the two of us, and we had 6 people helping, but it was mainly the two of us for 3 weeks. We had help on 2 days, but it took us 3 weeks to send 1,750 books. And Tori's working by herself, so I assume it will take her twice as long. It's actually taking her a little less time than that, but if you haven't gotten your poster, be patient. She's doing lots of Facebook updates. She's doing lots of information sharing. She's the most spectacular addition to the Empty Set family of people who work with us and for us. She's working so hard and doing such a great job. If you have received your poster, if you really think you should have received your poster after everything I just said and you're worried that you forgot it or it's not coming, anything, just email me at info@emptyset. Tori and I are in touch every day, all day, and we'll get it sorted. And I promise, if you got a book or you haven't yet gotten your book but you know you ordered it, we will get you your book and your poster. I promise. I promise. I promise. That said, we have had a handful of requests and a lot of requests on Facebook about whether or not it's possible to purchase the poster a la carte. And the answer is absolutely not now. This is the equivalent of the color insert in the book. And as you all know, we don't sell the color inserts individually because the color inserts are meant for you to buy the book. So at the moment, we're not selling the posters a la carte. We may, I guess, but I assure you it won't be until we're sold out of the Gangster. And we have about 150 copies left to sell of the Gangster.
Yeah, that's fair. Good job.
So maybe someday in the future, but you can get one now if you buy a copy of the Gangster. And obviously, if you bought a copy of the Gangster and you don't yet have it, let me know. Or if you bought a copy of the Gangster but you want another one for your classroom, let me know, because we have classroom deals too. It's going to be fine. Just email me at info@emptyset if you have a question about any of that. And then last, I will say, especially for you guys who are ex-US, but some of you guys in the US, now we are 30 days past my last shipping date for the Gangster. So I this week I am able, now that it's November, I am able to go. I have more leverage, more options at the post office. I have more advanced tracking that we can do. I can ask for ask for an insurance claim, things like that. So I'm starting to do that for all the books that I know are undelivered, except for Australia and New Zealand, which I'm physically trying to get back so that I can ship another way to you. So specifically, if you're in Australia or New Zealand and you have somehow received a copy of your book, please let me know. If you're in anywhere in the outside the U.S. and you haven't gotten your book, feel free. If you've emailed me, I'm working through every single one of those this week. If you want to just shoot me another email saying, "Hey, did you get my first email?" All good. That's on me. But I have to do each claim individually, so it'll take a little while. And the issue, of course, is I need either the books or the money back to be able to send you books or I need them back before I can do something with them. So I'm working on it. And we want to assure you that you are not going to be out in the cold. Like, if this doesn't work out, we'll figure it out. You guys don't have to worry about Empty Set fulfilling your poster or your book. But Empty Set getting that merchandise or money is taking more time than I would like. So it's all I'm doing until it's done. I mean, that and prepping some new stuff. But working on it all the time. Feel free to email me if you're frustrated or angry or done waiting or whatever to info@emptyset, and we'll see what we can do. And I think...
Is that it, baby?
Let's see.
What's your name here?
No, there's more. Oh, right. There's 2 more things. If I mentioned the posters have other things in the tubes. So if you get if you knew you were getting a poster tube and you shake... Not doing that again this week. I'm not doing it. And you shake the poster out of the tube. Make sure you check the tube for another little sweet present from the Ponds. The Ponds created and gifted to everybody who bought a copy of The Rookie a sweet little addition that you will like. And if you already know what it is, I would suggest not mentioning it so people can be surprisait. But I'm sure people have mentioned it already.
Be surprised by the sweet surprise in the tube.
And then this is not exactly book, but it's sort of book related.
Wait. Is this...
Yep.
No, don't say that one.
Okay.
Because we rearranged that. Continue. Now go to this one, F.
F? Okay. So I know that because I'm now doing this work with my local post office and insurance or claims or things like that, I can tell you that I know that EU books are starting to trickle in. Some of them took a while. I spent a lot of lovely time today talking to an Andrew Sharp in the UK who super patient, waited for his book, and his book, the reason it didn't get delivered was me, not him, not the UK Post, anything like that. So if you're outside the US and you're still waiting, please, again, feel free to email me and I can track it down, or I can get more information, or I can figure out that it's lost, make an insurance claim, and send you a new one. And then last, I will say that I've just said it 2 times, so it's silly, but I'll say it again. Honestly, I appreciate that people don't want to bother me, so they ask a question on Facebook, but I'm so busy that I don't spend any time on Facebook. So the best way to get information and to get your book if you don't have it is to email info@emptyset. And a lot of times, you guys probably already know this, if you DM me, I'll see it 3 weeks later and I'll say, will you please email this to info@emptyset so I can keep track of it? Because my DMs on Facebook are full of dragons. And I hate going on it. And it's uncomfortable because I have female body parts. So I'm not doing that. So the best way for you to get information is to email me at info@emptyset. I am checking. It's just not my favorite thing to do. And I work all day.
We'll just jump in for a super quick question. Steve Travis, hoping this isn't a spoiler. Have we seen the main character in Stonewalls before? Specifically the double agent? The answer is no. No, you have not. Unless you read. Wait. If you read the Gangster first, then yes. If you read the Stone Wolves first, then no. So they're basically 2 halves to one's gigantic, girth-tastic story. It's a 3 girthon story, actually 3.4. And no, it just depends what order you read them. I'm trying to answer Steve's question. But all right, now we're moving on. Is it the best part of the show?
There's one more content information for books. In the last SIGLERinPLACE, I mentioned that there were a handful of books that when they left San Diego, they went on a vacation to Honolulu, Hawaii. It looks like those books have transited back after their 2-week vacation to Hawaii, and they will be... They will likely be delivering in the next couple of weeks. I am keeping I don't know how many exactly ship, but everyone that I know of that took a vacation to Hawaii, I am tracking. And as long as it's now moving, I'll continue to track it. If you have no idea where your book is and you want your tracking number, or you haven't received your book and you think it might be vacationing in Hawaii without you, email me at info.
That sounds like a borderline gangster rap tune. I shipped your package, but you didn't get it. Let me send you a tracking number because it's in Hawaii. And then you rhyme that and boom, drop a beat. That's more polka, actually. Ladies and gentlemen, in the house, we have Maria, whose wedding Ann and I attended this week.
Yeah, Maria.
And San Jose. Maria married Stephen, and those of you who happen to follow me on YouTube may have seen this randomly pop up. This ceremony randomly pop up like Scott Sigler's gone live. It's now a wedding for 2 people who are not me. I was in it, but congratulations, Maria. Congratulations, Stephen.
We love you very much.
Give him some shout out. Give him some love.
Yeah,
give him some love.
Scott makes a good point. We had a little bit of technical issues in the entire city where they got married. The entire internet in that city was screwy that day. Scott and a handful of folks were working on seeing if they could me-fi it or something like that. And we thought there was a no-go. And then it seemed like some folks got to see it, but you would have had no notice and no information. So you would see me on stage and you would see Scott on stage. But this was an event for our good friends Maria and Stephen. So hopefully if you watched it,
Maria's one of the few people, her deft use of all caps. She said, I'm a married lady. Like you can read up, like much better than my dad's use of all caps, which is basically every single letter typed all the time. My dad only types in all caps. So now we are on to, yes, I Miss My Pups. Are you ready, babe?
I am. Wait, is it this? Are we right here?
No, we're here, and then this is after that. Okay, so here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, speaking of weddings, would you describe what we are looking at here?
So you guys, this is the Sigler Pupdate for this week. This is actually not, sadly, a Sigler dog, but it is a Sigler adjacent dog. This is Indiana Bones Watson, and he belongs to my great good friend Rebecca Watson, who some of you may know and follow on the social media. She's fantastic, and she was the maid of honor maid of honor in this wedding that you may have seen on YouTube.
She's the broad who carried the flowers. You know what I'm saying?
And this is her sweet dog, Indy. Indy, she describes as, I wanted a smart, big guard dog like a German Shepherd, and I got a 35-pound lovable idiot.
He's very much an idiot.
The best. He's so sweet and he's so charming. And this is him having champagne.
He's having
It's just
champagne.
water, but it's in a champagne.
Indy's getting blitzed. That's him straight. I poured him some Jameson. He knocked it down like a trooper, and he went to town. Solid. Now, our big pup picture this week is... I'm not happy about this, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, this one's okay.
This one's largely okay. This
Yay! Congratulations,
is
Marie and
the empty
Steven.
set pack of dogs.
This is the office pack,
the Small Business Association.
Definitely.
We've
Small
got
Business
on the
Association
left,
of Southern California.
on the left, I think you guys see on the left, I'm not sure. We have Reese on the left,
Hey, boss.
Squeaks, and we have Cordy, and then on the right we have the lovely Stella.
And in case you guys understand that we own the two dogs starting from the left, Reese and Squeaky, but you're unfamiliar with why the other dogs are part of the Small Business Association, is when we had the office downtown before coronavirus, Amy Reed and Jim Lockett are the goddamn dog sitters, and they would bring their dogs to the office to have us sort of pup sit them all day. It was the best.
Yeah.
The best. And in fact, those dogs are all still at Amy and Jim's house because of logistics and stuff getting ready for this, but they come home tomorrow morning. We're very
Tomorrow morning. And then we've got some pup show pics too, I believe.
I think we do. Yeah.
Okay, boom. And now it's time for all of y'all's dogs. Oh my God. Who is this?
Let me see. Oh my goodness. So this, my gosh, you guys. All right. So as you know, this is a themed, obviously we're talking about our friend's wedding because it was real important and fun for us. And we're talking a lot about the gangster and the posters. And this is the manager who watches Tori Pond fulfill posters and pack tubes and stuff. This is Neffy. And this is, according to Tori, she says, this is how Neffy does poster tube fulfillment management as my supervisor. She lays like this every time I'm working on them. And I think she's adorable. I'll have another picture of Neffy next week because she's quite photogenic. Next one?
And next one is, hold on, I gotta be here. Pup show, boom.
And this is Neffy's supervisor as the manager for poster fulfillment. This is Ripley, and he is, I think that they get along finally.
I think cats definitely present as supervisors.
Yeah.
Like,
I love that
he's
the supervisor to Tori.
Yeah.
Tori understands the rank of things in her house just like we do.
Yes. And then we have...
Oh, come on. So this is actually James Hugglestone a couple of weeks ago sent a couple of questions for the Stonewolves Q&A. And so I added this because he added it at the bottom as the dog tax. But I added it because this is, this is Luna, I think. Luna and Diesel. And Luna is the black and white dog, I think, and Diesel is the other one. But he sent it in when he was sending in questions for the Stonewolves Q&A. So if you guys have questions along the way, you don't have to wait till we ask. Just go ahead and email them in, and I'll keep track of them, and then you don't have to worry about it when we're getting ready.
All right. And then the last one today, I believe.
Oh, come on. I'm so excited about this beautiful pic.
Hope show. Last one.
Come on. You guys, this Genelia sent in to me, and this is Chemo. And Chemo, which is spelled Keymoe, which I love. Wait till you hear why. He's a golden retriever and a service/support dog for my, Genelia wrote this, for my sister and brother-in-law, Maggie and Cliff.
Okay.
Chemo has been there for them as they both survived cancer and several health challenges that came along afterwards. Chemo provides them emotional and physical support every day, and he's my canine hero. Also,
very nice.
What
very
a handsome
nice.
young man.
And also, I believe this
What a
is
handsome young man.
if the other two are involved in the line production over at Pond Enterprises, this is the union rep. So when Tori's had enough, she's got two supervisors. The supervisor supervises the supervisor. She's getting TPS memos all the time.
Oh, and she's going to have to come in.
She can then go
on
to the
weekend,
union rep and say, you know what? I've had enough of this bunk.
I would definitely go to this union rep and complain, but I would do it while scritching behind the ears. A lot of scritching behind the ears.
That's called union dues, bro. That's called union dues.
Makes sense. Definitely makes sense.
All right. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not exactly pleased about what's about to go down, but I am a willing, consent-giving part of what is about to go down.
Oh, I think I know.
I'm not being coerced. not having my arm twisted. No one is holding my wife hostage. So here we go. Let's go to ad number 2, which is actually
this is our sponsor, right?
This is our sponsor today, baby. Our sponsor is, we've been talking a lot about the ponds. Today, our sponsor is your last chance to get on this here action. And this is not the action where you shake a tube and get a delightful, sweet surprise inside.
No.
This is a different kind. We are talking about
our sponsor
a sold
this week.
out initial run of the GANGSTER t-shirt.
So you guys know that there was a spine misprint on the Gangster, and the lovely Pons and our good friend Tim Legauer came up with it. Tim came up with the general idea, and instantly Pondy was like, "I got to see what that looks like. I got to make it."
Pondy's like, "I smell money. I'm gonna make that shirt.
Well,
I'm gonna
either
make
way.
that shirt."
So they made it. They did a pre-order. You guys ordered a whole bunch, and then there were enough people afterwards who needed. Missed out for some reason and didn't realize they could buy one, that they are doing a pre-order. And it is
a repre.
All
right.
So you only have until Friday. And I think it's Friday at midnight. But yeah, it says right there. Friday at midnight
25th.
Pacific time. Friday at midnight Pacific time.
It's coming up quick.
This t-shirt, it's just today is Wednesday night. So it's 2 days. And this t-shirt will go away forever. I know we've talked about that we are setting up an online print thing for our GFL t-shirts.
This ain't that.
That's not part of this. Yeah. So the only way to get this is to get in on this pre-order. It is international. You can go ahead and follow the things here. You can talk to Tori or Scott and they can help you find it. Or you can just go to Sigler Junkies.
You guys know,
I wish we could see it.
You guys know I'm not happy about everything that went down with this. It's frustrating. We're trying to run a business, small shop. COVID has basically shaken our tube and removed our sweet surprise and replaced it with some sandpaper and some rusty tacks. And maybe
I'm just saying right now I'm not getting a tube-shaped thing for Christmas.
Tube-shaped thing for Christmas.
Not
So
opening it if it shows up.
I
just not opening
have
it.
to say that we received in the mail. Now the Pons rank up there with the goddamn dog sitter because I'm the one who's getting dressed up in an outfit. Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Check out my breast assist. There we go. This is the one and only time you will ever see me wear this shirt.
Can I call you Scoot Sigler?
Okay, you can call me anything you want, girl.
Well, then he's sort of getting over it. Yeah, and Maria says life goes on. That's actually great.
Life goes
and Tori,
on.
you're right. It does look. It's a good looking T-shirt. You guys did a great job. It looks good on you.
I make this look good. That's all I can say. All right,
So that's
now,
our gangster.
and I will, to shame myself and to celebrate the Pons Enterprises, I will wear this shirt for the rest of the show.
Nice. So as you guys know, that we normally have a nonprofit sponsor. We have had a lot of people pitch in and help with the
No,
Gangster.
we missed Chunky Picks.
I know, we're getting there.
Oh,
Finishing
sorry.
This.
Gotcha.
So we normally do a nonprofit COVID-related sponsor organization, as our sponsor. And if you have any recommendations, they can be hyper local to you. If you have a food bank or people delivering Meals on Wheels in your town or something like that, go ahead and email that to info@emptyset, because if we can boost their signal a little bit and we make a small donation, maybe that helps. And we're not quite out of the woods yet, so why not? Okay.
And now we move on to more celebratory stuff. Junkie Picks. Boom. Oh.
So these are.
What happened to my hibachi?
So while he's doing that, I will say.
Oh, poop. I jumped
That's
up
okay.
a notch.
Well, we'll jump in. I will say these are the Siglebrations for this week because there's so many great ones. I have tons coming next week. If you want to send in your Halloween photos, we'll get to them next week too. Go ahead and send those to info@emptyset. I'll stop saying the email. This is Dawn Shipley, our friend Dawn Shipley. My goodness gracious, how much I love this. She spent much of October at a haunt and dressed like this. I love.
Where you been? I've been at a haunt.
Yeah.
You know.
And I so love that their crew and Dawn herself and the makeup artists who helped do all this just incorporated the mask. And I have some photos. I'll post one next week. Dawn was lovely enough to send photos so that we could see her makeup. And why don't you go to the next one too? And the masks together. And then also send
There we go.
This one is so creepy, dudes.
Yeah, I'm not giving any candy to this motherfucker right here. I'm like, get away from my house. You're out.
And
Done.
look at that. It's
Done.
a full, beautiful, full face mask too. So she's protected. She's being a good citizen, all that stuff. And everybody's having fun. And I just think this is so clever. And she looks so great. Terrifying, but great. And next week I'll post at least one picture of one of these, but in the color, in the red bled lights, and they're fantastic. Congratulations, Dawn. That's absolutely spectacular.
I did something. Give me one sec here.
She said the haunted house that she worked in shut down, of course, on Halloween. But she thought she'd send a handful of photos, and they're so terrific.
I screwed that up. What the hell?
Okay,
what
so
the
we
hell
have the two
you
of
talking
those.
about with the mask? Okay, now we go to. Here we go.
Okay, so you guys know I've talked about it a handful of times on here. Ginny Agone had a tiny baby grandson, and she calls herself a live-in grandmother, and she sent me a Sigleration a few weeks ago, but there was no photo attached.
This child is genetically engineered, right? Like
I don't think
claws,
so.
shooty claws or something? No,
just 2 months and adorable. So she says, as a live-in granny, I've been a bit busy lately, but things are starting to get settled into a rhythm. This is Nico, and he is, obviously, this is his 2-month photo. And she says, he and his mom are doing great. Dad had to return to work after 10 days, and once he's home at the end of the day, he's a great hands-on daddy. It is really great to see. Congratulations. He's a beautiful young man.
You guys, don't be sad. Maybe the kid's not a genetically engineered killing machine, but the panda is clearly a cyborg. So everything works out just fine.
And it's matching. So maybe it's a Borg.
Oh, they're like a team.
Maybe it's like I'm taking over.
They're gonna
with my
they're
stripes.
gonna get their own Marvel miniseries, 4 issues, ends in blood. Here we go. And next, oh snap!
So you guys, I think that Joshua Loya is in the chat room tonight. There's a couple of things with this. If you can see the photo on the screen, I'm going to talk about Joshua. But before I do, I want to say that this week he posted in Sigler Junkies a really terrific, lovely thing where he said, just in case you don't know, Joshua is blind. And so he misses a lot of the chat. And he just posted in Sigler Junkies sometime in the last week or 10 days or so and sort of said, hey, I often miss it because that's the way the software works for me. And it doesn't come in. So if you're ever talking to him and he doesn't respond, that's sort of why. And if you ever want to know, just reach out to him. He's a good friend of ours. He's a lovely guy. And he sent this in to celebrate. And I'm just going to read it. He says, I have permission to say these things and about him from him as well. He says, as I have shared before, I have both PTSD and major depression. The last few weeks have been especially rough, probably the darkest place I've been in a while. Well, I'm coming out of it. Good. Yeah, it's terrific. I had a personal breakthrough with some really important elements, and I got my first tattoo in over 20 years. Let's see, there it is. A while back, I was given the nickname Joshua the Jedi by my martial arts friend who had no idea how important Star Wars had been to me as a source of strength, free from politics, religion, and other divisive nonsense. On Saturday, I got the tattoo seen here to mark the occasion of loving myself and making an ideal of mastery that has no baggage associated with it. And for my non-sighted friends, this is I'm pretty sure is a blind Yoda, who is of course a Jedi. I think he might have a cane here and not
it's like a Yoda Buddha.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's absolutely gorgeous. And while it's fantastic, and I'm really happy for you that is such a beautiful tattoo, I am 10,000 times more happy for both of us that you're feeling better.
Yes, I agree. Also, as great as that is, that's a pretty dope tattoo. I'm not sure.
It's a pretty dope tattoo.
I'm not sure, even as great as that is to be coming out of a depression cycle, it's a pretty good tattoo. I'm not sure you can say that's better. I mean, that's how good the tattoo is.
Well, the good thing is the tattoo is going to last all of Joshua's life, and hopefully the depression is gone.
Now we have one more. Oh, geez. We have a couple more, actually, now that I know.
Yeah, so this...
for cybernetic transplants.
Yes, exactly. If you guys don't know, this is Munchkin Pond. This is Tori and Scott's daughter, and she... sprained her ankle with a small fracture a little over a week ago now and hasn't been able to walk on it at all. And earlier this week, she went to an orthopedic surgeon, and he greenlit it and said that the look of it right now is probably the worst of the injury. And thankfully, which is really cool, she'll be actually able to try out for basketball in a couple of weeks. And that's what she's been working for all summer. And I just wanted to celebrate that she gets to do it and say, good for you, Munchkin, because I know that had to be such a heartbreak to sort of think that all that hard work all year long to try basketball tryouts in a couple of weeks. Might have been gone for good. And look at you. You're still smiling. I'm very, very, very proud of that and proud of you. And I hope you do great.
Another great one. Gosh darn it. Sometimes this works, and sometimes I have to go back and click on it every single time. Here we go.
You guys.
Oh, come on.
So I am...
Hello, Vice President of the Young Republicans Chess Club. How are you today?
If you guys are new here, or if you guys think we were done, oh no, friends. Oh no, friends. I invite all of you, just like my pal Mike Jant here. This is Mike Jant. Mike Jant, he sent this in a while back, and he says, here is my entry for embarrassing photos from my younger days.
Yes, it is, sir. Yes,
this is my senior photo, circa 2000 to 2001, but I think it makes me look like I'm posing at some law firm's bus ad. It totally does.
I'll tell you what I thought when I saw this picture. You went in for a haircut, for your senior, for a very important senior picture / VP promotion, and they're like, "Well, it is 1983. Do you want your hair feathered on the left side, the right side, or the lower sides?" Mike said, "Feather all of it. Feather all of it.
Do the whole thing.
God damn it."
Also, can I get a bigger tie? Do you have a bigger tie?
Yes. Let's find a jacket that fits me good and feather everything.
So I love that you say that, because the last thing he said is in his email, if he was not a lawyer on a bus stop, perhaps I was a budding small-town pizza lawyer, and I never knew it. So
now I'm just a small-town pizza lawyer who runs a hairdresser shop on the side, and we feather everything, but then we give you a slice of pepperoni, but I don't know too much about that.
Yes. So here's the thing. If this is unfamiliar to you, Casey, I see you asking, who is that and what's going on? What this is a feature where you guys send, I said I wasn't going to say it again, but I am. You guys send to info@emptyset any embarrassing photo from your youth that you look back on and cringe, but you want us to also enjoy. Send it to info@emptyset. I have a handful more. I noticed, Maria, you were enjoying that one, and I have a handful more of you that you willingly sent in.
Oh my God, I can't wait. I can't wait.
Here's the goodness. Scott and I are trying to do the same thing, so every once in a while we'll post embarrassing photos. A couple of weeks ago, it was my brother's birthday, and I posted a handful of...
You did.
Yeah, you've been blogging.
You look so
since
good in
2005.
high school, though.
No.
Girl, I saw you in history class, girl. Maybe you could correct my English paper, girl.
If you guys have any embarrassing photos you want to share, I got to tell you, I can't remember exactly how this started, but I think we were showing an embarrassing photo of Scott, maybe. And
there are many.
Yeah, well, from high school, I mean, and there are many of those too. And it just blossomed, and I have to tell you, it's such a joy, and we don't have a lot of weird joy in this time. So if you have any photos that you're like, oh, I can't believe I still kept that, send it in, scan it and send it in. It's great.
Boomstick over on Twitch is like, Alex P. Keaton, right you are. That was absolutely Alex P. Keaton.
And the worst part is Mike sent that in probably, I think, like in February, and I somehow accidentally filed it with all the gangster orders. And so when I was fulfilling the gangster in September, I found it, and I sent him this crazy all caps email like, oh my God, I misfiled it, and it's running as soon as we get back. And here
Emily, we may have shared your photo. I don't know. We've shared at this point thousands.
Oh, and we've shared several of yours.
Of photos.
I think you're the narwhal, right? We definitely shared that.
Marlo send that in for sure. Go ahead.
And I think we sent another one. But yes, right. And I will check and let you know, because we keep them so that we know. I
believe everyone who can see the chat room right now, Marlo Ann Lord says, I got a good picture from elementary school with a sequin vest, huge hair, and cowbell earrings.
Oh, yes.
The fact that I don't have this yet
I need more
makes
cowbell.
Me so mad. I'm so mad I don't already have this picture. Come on.
I need more cowbell earrings. I do. Hey, Mike from
Rose in the house. What's going on?
Ya.
All right. So now let's go back to Maine, and then baby,
okay,
I think we got to do this.
I'll take a look, Emily. Yeah.
Coming up this weekend, we tapered off on Story Smacks. It's only once a month. It's the second Saturday of every month, but this is the upcoming. Wait, is this the second Saturday, sweetheart?
It is next Saturday.
Next Saturday. Sorry, the 13th. We are going to talk about movie one in one of the very few billion-dollar movie franchises. There are not many. I believe there are single digits of billion-dollar franchises. There, of course, is the Avengers. If you don't count the whole, you can't count all of Marvel. The Avengers, You count Saw. That is one of them. That is surprising to a lot of people. Resident Evil is a $1 billion movie franchise. And
You were
Mission
saying you're not
Impossible.
counting the Marvel
I'm not
Cinematic
counting the
Universe
whole-
because it's too much.
Right, but the Avengers alone, and there's a couple more out there floating, but this is one of the big ones. Say what you will about Mr. Tom Cruise. He is a giant movie superstar still, and this franchise is big bucks, and this movie is super fun. And we're going to be talking about it with none other than my writing partner in the world of screenplays, Mr.
Yeah.
Robert Otto. Yes, by the way, Robert Otto and I just finished our third draft of Mall Pigs. We do not have a live read of Mall Pigs scheduled yet, but perhaps someday we will see if we can
we're
get
gonna
that
wait
together.
to see what the bosses say.
See what the bosses
Yeah.
say, but we're about to submit our third draft of it, and then we are done with it, and then we start, slapping it about the midriff and face of movie people and see what we can get going, which probably won't be much, but that's okay, because it's extremely funny. It's Ghostbusters meets Paul Blart Mall Cop, if you can get that
And
together.
a little Harold and Kumar,
Harold and Kumar, definitely,
like that vibe, not that storyline, but that vibe a little bit. And I will say, I read. We traveled home at the weekend from Marie and Stephen's wedding, which was spectacular. It was quite small because we're all science believing, careful people. So we did a lot of hanging out and staring at the sky in Marie and Stephen's gorgeous backyard. And we watched Dune, and obviously we had a big couple of days with the wedding and stuff. But it was a pretty small crowd all around, and it was just lovely because he and I have been very careful, as I've mentioned several times to my mom, who's in the chat room, has a chronic illness, and I spend a lot of time being very careful so that if my mom and dad need me, I can go help them, and that means we don't go out a lot. And it was really, really great to do such a life-affirming thing as witness a wedding. And also to get to see some of my best friends.
Casey is new in the culture here. Rob Otto is a high school friend of Dr. Dan Baker, PhD, and mine. We have co-written a screenplay called Mall Pigs, and he is the meatballs and the meatball sandwich, if you will, of Story Smack, which we do once a month. I believe that sums it up.
Yeah, and if Casey, the best I can say is if you haven't seen a Story Smack yet, on Saturday the 13th of November, we'll be live at 2 o'clock Pacific time, right here where you're watching, wherever you're watching this, and you can kind of see it. It's a lot like this, but we have a smart, brilliant, handsome other guest.
Yes. All right. That is.
I think that's it. So like I said, I didn't do a lot of birthdays this week because I wanted to do all those ones with the pictures and try and catch up.
Right.
Any celebrations you have, I'm happy to celebrate those with you next week. Just send them in if I've missed it, and we will get that done. Now, anything you have for SIGLERations. If you got an A on your math test, want to know about it. Not a lot to celebrate. Not a lot of people to celebrate with these days. Let's do it on Wednesdays. Just send that stuff in. And
Dude, we celebrate sandwiches on this show.
Yes.
That's how fired up we are to celebrate anything. Was that a sandwich?
I mean, you guys, I don't know about you guys, but even this year where we're doing a whole lot more than we did last year, we're not doing a whole lot. So why not celebrate the sandwich? And I do make a nice sandwich.
Yes.
Yes, Casey, right here, wherever
yes.
you are. Wherever you are watching this, if you come back. No, it's if you come back to here where you're watching right now, so, which I think is YouTube. And you're not a Casey in Seattle, are you? But anyway, come back wherever you're watching this. And
good question, Vaughn. Vaughn, that's a very important question.
Oh, there is a food. We're about to get to that, but smart. It is
snap.
national.
Vaughn, write it down. National Vanilla Cupcake Day.
Here's my thing.
Papa gets a cupcake. Yeah.
And I am not a fan of chocolate, and nobody claims vanilla as their favorite flavor. Not even me.
I love vanilla, dude. I love that shit.
Well, everybody loves it, but nobody picks it as their favorite flavor, you know?
Okay, it's fair.
So the way I get around that is we have vanilla cupcakes with vanilla icing and crazy sprinkles. It's going to be a whole thing. You should come. You can watch him eat four tiny cupcakes, which you shouldn't eat.
What we've been shooting for is, because we have the lockdown and all this crazy bad news all over the place, we tell you what we're going to eat next week because we're always beating on camera. That's how we've won 7 Emmys and a Peacock Award. Is it Peabody or Peacock? I've won so many awards, I can't even keep track. But we would love it if you guys make your own vanilla cupcakes and join us and then send us a picture of you eating the cupcake and all is good.
Yeah, and the Harrises, Genelia and Daryl, they have been absolute rock stars with this. We've had a hot dog day, and we got photos of them making and
Boz is
eating
in the
hot
house.
dogs.
What's up, dog?
There are so many
Ollie.
fun, cool things that you can do if you want to, if you know, and maybe you're very busy and you don't. But if you want to join, you're gonna have to chase the Harrises because they do a great
So
job.
A has been preparing for winter, so we moved all of the fans out of the bedroom in the office.
There's one in the bedroom.
And right now we are paying a powerful price.
I'm a little shiny
because
there's 10,000 lights.
It's
on.
as hot as the sweet surprise in a tube in here. So we are going to finish up and get to hail. What do you?
I'm taking a picture of the setup so people know how many lights and shit there is. Oh, okay. I said shit.
Yeah,
no, I'm going to have to take it later. I'll post it next week.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a lot of units. Units of heat going on in here.
There's like 2 monitors that are at least 2 feet wide.
Yeah.
And 17,000 devices. So it's very hot.
Devices. A lot of heat.
So we are going to sign off for now, you guys. I think we are a little bit early. Should we do a question or
Buzz
two?
says, but this place is full of fans. Buzz, you're such a clever son of a bitch.
Wait a minute.
Let's do a question.
Yeah, we got, if you guys have any questions in the chat room.
Questions in the chat room. Hit it. Casey, we can't check the link for a while, but we will check it soon.
So
let's in the chat. Email it. Don't send it. Daniel Baker, stop finding me. Stop finding me. I used actual science today. I can't exactly remember what it was, but I assure you it was groundbreaking.
So if you guys have any, all the BTU, Sean, can I run your the photo you sent me next week? I meant to ask and I ran out of time, so I didn't.
You
run
cannot find me for saying you can't find
and
me.
You're not even the person who finds, dude.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get a question in the chat room.
I've got questions. I just got to call them up.
All right. Here we go. The question. Never screw you in the chat room. Screw you.
So these are
info at empty set, Casey. Info at empty set.
Casey, you might be. The chat room is where you're typing now.
She's
That's
asking
what we're
where to
talking
email.
about. Oh, sorry. Okay. Yeah. Good to see you, Dawn. So nice to see you.
No, not
so
that
let's
sign
see. I have so these are spoilers for. This is a spoilerific question for the Gangster. So if you need to leave because you haven't read the Gangster, or I guess it's a spoiler for the GFL, go ahead and do that right now. We love you. We'll see you next week. Ready?
Yep. And then I'll answer Kim's question if we have time after this. Go ahead.
James Hugglestone asked, is Quentin a savior?
No.
No.
Simple.
And you mentioned, let me read this ahead of time.
Okay, while you mention that,
Nope,
Kim...
that's a spoiler. I can't answer that.
Kim Hansen asked, did Scott ever want to be an actor, given all of his great voices? Whoops. Let's go to here. Scott wanted to be a sandwich actor. A sandwich hand actor. That's what I wanted to be. Not really. It looks like a very onerous job that I wouldn't enjoy. Scott, I'm not talking about myself in third person. Scott did want to be a character actor, a comedian, to come in and do all of the, just come in, do like 2 minutes of screen time through the movie, steal the scene, go back to my trailer, get crocked. In high school, I played the part of Buck Bullhorn.
Uh-oh.
Buck Bullhorn. I loved it. And then twice I got cast in like a lead role, like where I was on set, and I hated it. Like, why would I want to pretend to be a real person? I'm a real person. I don't like this. I don't want to show emotion.
Wait a minute.
Let's do something funny.
But most characters are not real people.
But the
Buck
lead...
Bullhorn is not a real person.
Buck Bullhorn.
No,
I'm in
not a real
charge
person.
of the law around these parts.
Whip Hubley is a real person.
My name is Whip Hubley.
And who's your account rep at the Jersey place?
So I'm in love with the name. I'm Whip Hubley. I don't take small parts. Parts are great. And that, of course, Whip Hubley is an actor who's been in a lot of movies covering Story Smack. And this week I got assigned a sales rep for the people who sell us the jerseys, and his name is Tip Fairchild.
Fairchild.
I think Whip Hubley and Tip Fairchild get together and they bust crime.
And
I
you
think
know
they're
who
great.
their first villain is?
No.
What was his name? Bones.
Buck Bullhorn's a lawman, damn it. A lawman.
I mean, he might have started out as a lawman,
Call
but
up
clearly
one
he's
more.
a villain.
Oh, yeah, he's a corrupt lawman. It's pretty obvious. Buck Bullhorn. So my favorite parts of the movies, I prefer comedies over regular movies. I prefer the character act of the scene stealer. Rob and I even wrote one completely scene stealing part that I think the person will be on screen for about 30 seconds tops. And that's where the taglines are, man. That's where the kids will be talking about the kids will be talking about French onion soup, and then they will laugh. And if you don't know what happened to you're old and you don't laugh. Next question.
I don't think that's actually the thing in the script, though.
I love French. The French onion soup bit is my favorite bit in the entire screenplay.
Okay, good.
And the screenplay is full of just awesome, awesome bits. Rob is a very, very funny guy, and there's a lot of really funny stuff in there. But goddamn Ted, goddamn French onion soup. It's the best. All right. hit
So
me,
we have a
baby.
couple. Tracy Shank, what is the spoiler limit when we can talk about the Stone Wolf? So here's the thing. Stone Wolves you can't talk about it's not my call in Sigler Junkies. We are not admins at Sigler Junkies, but I would say as a fan, I would say at the very, very, very least it would be 6 months.
Yeah, long time.
Because of course people now have 10,000 things they have to do, like teach their kids at the same time they work from home or things like that. So I'd say at least 6 months, but it isn't my call. It belongs to Sigler Junkies, and we won't answer any spoilers here, at least for that long. Also, I think there's a spoiler channel. There's a Facebook group for spoiling. So if you want to ask those questions, there's a place for it. I don't have that at the tip of my hands, but it could be there, and you can totally do that now there.
Okay.
And then there was another, whoops.
Sorry, baby girl.
That's
I did not
okay.
do that on purpose.
Of course you didn't. Sean Dyer asks, map question, will every single one of the planet systems labeled be addressed by the end of GFLA?
Okay, let's break this down a little bit. So this is a question about the map. If you order the hardcover of the Gangster, you get the map sent to you for free. And he wants
Chris.
to know, will all of the stuff labeled on the map be addressed at some point in the GFL? The answer is no. But there's the vast majority of things on the map have been at least mentioned or are a significant part of what's going on. There's also a bunch of Easter eggs in there. Little tiny things that represent A&I, represent the ponds, represent Big John Descara. Basically, we're all like, hey, if we're making this map, like I think it was Big John was like, if we're making this map, can I throw some stuff in there about me? I'm like, you're goddamn right you can. And Pondy threw some stuff in there. So we've got all that. The biggest factor for the map is because of the faster than light travel system of Punch Drive in the GFL. It's very important, not only for the GFL, it's a critical part of the Crypt. So the whole Crypt series, in one of the wags on fast and light travel is there's no way to defend a planet or defend a ship, because if you can travel faster than light, you can just go off wherever, come back, and unless you surround your ship 360 degrees with a defensive perimeter, it's impossible to stop someone coming in to blow up your planet, blow up your ship. So the reason for the Punch Drive is there are choke points. You can only leave from this. If this is a planet, here's a small window you can transmit from to go to another planet. These aren't, like the Stargates or the typical rings. They are a much larger area, but there are connective points between the planets. That is all explained on the map, which is great. It's explained in great detail in the Stone Wolves, so I haven't read that yet. But the map will be very important for being able to measure the strategical maneuverings.
Strategical
maneuverings and the tactical wherewithal of the various military forces in the Crypt series. So it will be very great.
Okay, so I have a Fitzroy question. No, I won't even ask that. Is it Fitzroy question? Not yet. I don't think not yet.
Depends on the spoiler or not.
Yeah, let me double check. Oh, okay. So Scott Miller asks, the protagonist group in Mount Fitzroy is referred to as something like the No-See-Ums throughout the whole book.
Yep.
Is this a fictional reference I'm just not picking up, or is it a military term of some sort I don't know?
Great question.
If not, my best guess is that it is a contraction of no see them, but I can't quite tell for sure.
Close. It is a Michigan phrase, and possibly other places in the Midwest, I'm not sure, but a no-see-um is an incredibly tiny mosquito, maybe called a gnat in some places, where you don't even know they're there until they bite you, and it stings like a full-grown mosquito, and you'll slap it, and it will be just a smear, like a tiny smear of insectile parts. So they're called no-see-ums because you don't see them until it's too late. So this group of, this military group, this commando unit, is dubbed the no-see-ums because you don't know they're there until they're already drawing blood. That is the way that verbal setup.
So we are now past 7 p.m. and everything else that I have readily available to ask will take a while to answer because it's a complex question with a complex answer. So we're going to sign off right now. We're going to go back to working on the gangster fulfillment and all the missing books that are still missing and answering the many questions that my good friend Tori asks me about helping you guys get your posters.
All right.
So until next week we are, can I see that?
Yes, you can, of course. I mean, you live here, so yes.
Yeah,
there you go.
So before, so next week on November, it's not the 10th, it is the 10th.
November 10th, yeah.
As we said, it is National Vanilla Cupcake Day.
Yep.
We will have vanilla cupcakes with various toppings.
Always beating on camera. I'm going after my seventh Peabody Award.
Yeah, because nothing says professionalism like eating and drinking on camera.
Yes.
So until then, you guys, if you have anything you want to share with us, anything at all, as I said, info@emptyset. Until then, here's the thing. We've been gone for a week. Now I got it. Sorry about that. Until then.
One of us butchers. It's the same closing set of lines every single week for 2 years.
You guys.
And one of us butchers it. And today, A read my line, then looked at me like, what are you doing? I'm like,
and then like, where's your line?
What am I going to do?
So until next week, which is Vanilla Cupcake Day,
Wait, good point, Steve Rickyberg. Vanilla Cupcake Day, batch them up. Well done. Plus 10 experience points. Go ahead, baby.
So until we batch them up together, we need you guys to stay safe.
We need you to stay smart.
We absolutely need you to stay science. That's the one way out, you guys.
And for the love of science, stay informed. Is that right?
That's it.
It's 2 years. For the love of science, stay informed. And now we are going to tell you in the kindest possible way that you can all kiss off into the sky.